Hi, Coach. It's Maria Vidal for Top Deportes in Latin America. Nice to see you again.
Hi, Maria.
We're getting closer to mid-season, and your team is currently in the playoffs as the number 8 spot. So, what does it say about the resilience of this team that predictions at the beginning of the season ranked this team as near the bottom of the Western Conference?
Well, I think we probably are where we should be. We haven't played well enough to elevate ourselves above where we are right now. But on the other hand, we have gotten much better since the beginning of the season. And, other than that Laker game the other night, I really like the way we've played over the previous month or so. We've lost some tough ones in there. Maybe we should have a little bit better record over these last 10, 12 games. But all in all, I think we're improving, and we'd like to take another step up and ideally improve our playoff standing, not just hang on to it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Mark Haynes from Clutch Points. Playing in Portland tomorrow. Just how similar is the Portland Trail Blazers to you guys?
How similar?
Yeah.
Well, we know them very well. I mean, I think the similarity lies in the fact that Steph and Damian are just two of the greatest shooters the league has ever seen, and they both extend their range out to the logo, and so that changes the way that you have to guard us and that you have to guard Portland. Other than that, I don't see a ton of similarity. We've seen them a lot over the years. They have a pretty unique style. I really have a lot of respect for Terry and the way they play, and obviously we're pretty unique as well. But we're built differently beyond those superstar point guards.
Hello, Coach. Chris from Grace. I would like to ask you, what different you expect to see tomorrow from your players? And what is the biggest improvement that you would like to see in the second half of the season?
Well, I think we'll continue to harp on the same things, Christos. We just need to rebound better. We got destroyed by the Lakers on the glass the other day, and we've got to defend without fouling. We had done a pretty decent job of that until over recent weeks until the other night. And then the other thing we've got to improve upon is taking care of the ball. The last 3 games, we've had way too many turnovers.
Going back to the Blazers, Steve, what do you think about Damian Lillard's body of work this season? CJ's injured, Nurkic is injured, but still Damian competes at a high level every night without the usual pieces around him.
Yeah, Damian's amazing. Not only his skill, but his resilience, his competitiveness. A brilliant player. We have great affection for him, given what he's done for Oakland and what he's meant for the Bay Area. So even though we've had some fierce battles with him over the years, there's great respect from our organization and from our players. Hi, Monty.
Hey, Steve. You mentioned playoff positioning there a minute ago.
I didn't know if you had a question. You just popped up in front of me.
Yeah, I do have a question, though.
Okay.
You mentioned playoff positioning. Is it still a goal to try and get out of the play-in situation and get into one of those top 6 seeds?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be ideal. We would love to move up, and that's the goal.
If you're unable to do that, how would you feel about being a part of the play-in group?
If we're 9th or 10th, I would love it. If we're 7th and 8th, I think it's total bullcrap.
Elaborate.
I'm just kidding. I like the format. I think the league's done a good job creating more interest, for the teams in those last slots, keeping more fan bases engaged. I think it's good. I like the idea that the lower seeds have to win 2 games. The higher seeds only have to win 1. I think it's a great compromise. So yeah, I like it. I think it's a really good idea. And obviously we don't want to be involved if we don't have to be. It's, it's an extra game or two and puts a lot of pressure on you, and anything can happen. And so we'd, our goal is to move up beyond that.
What do you think about the way that the Western Conference standings are bunched up? Do you find that it's harder to get separation this year? Is there something funky about COVID, or is it just the level of competition for every team?
Well, I think the lack of training camp, Kareth, and the frequent delays for some teams have really disrupted the rhythm of the season. I know for us, I didn't feel like we were really ready to go until maybe our 10th game of the season, based on our training camp being such a mess. And I don't know how the Spurs are going to handle whatever it is, 10 days between games with no practices for a week. That's hard. And so every team has their own unique story. Every team has to navigate their way through. And so I think that's one of the reasons teams haven't separated from others. But as I look around the league, there's, Dallas and New Orleans now are different teams than they were a month ago. And maybe that is related to everything we just mentioned. But this is kind of how we thought it would be before the season started, with a lot of teams in the West being really competitive and really good. And it's starting to shape out that way.
Are you getting optimistic at all that the second half might look a little different and maybe be a little freer, or are you just still, you'll believe it when it happens?
Based on, you mean the COVID stuff? Or?
Yeah, numbers going down. I mean, there was just an announcement they think vaccines will be, I think, to basically all Americans by maybe even the end of May, which would be right around the time.
Yeah. Well, that would be great. That's the hope. But I think we all just have to be ready for anything.